everyone, I'm about to show you a new tutorial. A little late in the day, but hopefully you'll enjoy what I've got to show you. To start with, I've prepared the hair with some hot rollers and I've created a few little secret braids inside the hairstyle. I'm going to just remove the hot rollers. So I've prepared the hair. Firstly, I've blow dried the hair to get all sort of the little all the bumps and lumps out of the hair. And now I'm working through, once I've done that, then I come through with some hot rollers. And I do find hot rollers, there is no doubt about it. They are really easy to use, nice and quick in the salon. So if you're looking for a quick way to get to the chase, I always say the hot rollers for me are going to be my first choice. So I've used I've used a couple of different sizes, a large and a small. And I do have a really unique technique with my pins. You'll notice I have a long ripple pin that I use to pin my hot rollers in, instead of using the traditional pins that come with the hot rollers. I find that these avoid crowding, and also they're much stronger. And as you can see, as I take the rollers out, there's no demarcation at all. So I'm always wanting to make sure that I don't set myself up for too many dramas along the way. So using these pins is obviously going to be one thing that's going to be useful if you do have a problem with your clips wanting to mark the hair. Now let me show you a couple of things that I've done here, and I think this is really important as we move on. First off, I've created a secret braid through the very center back. Now that's from probably around in line with the top of the ear, and it's a small panel, probably say 1.5 centimeters wide, through the back, and it's a scalp braid. Now you can also see along the top here, I've also created a scalp braid, and it's running along the top. Now the reason why I've done that is because I want to use a hair accessory. And notice if I use that braid in there, I can push straight through the hair accessory into the actual braid itself. So therefore I don't have to worry about pinning the hair into place. And anyone that works with brides, they know what an absolute pain it is trying to get a veil or some of these heavy accessories into place. This is a perfect solution. So it's a pick-up braid, and I only pick up from the outside at the bottom. Therefore, then I can actually get the teeth to lock in really, really well on the top. We teach that in our classes. So that's one of the things I've been teaching for a long time, how to sort of disguise how to put a little braid in there and make the simplicity of putting the veil in a lot easier. Now I'm just going to brush it thoroughly through, right through, and I'm very gently, just with my finger just through the center, I'm now going to do a little sort of center part. I don't want the part to be defined, I just want to be able to section off the two sections like so, and I'm going to work one side and then the other side. So I will take it back and brush it nicely into my hand. And as I brush it through, I'm going to twist into the center. So I'm going to twist up and into the center, like so. Now each side must be twisted in towards the center to make this work. So you can see that this side is obviously twisting up and inwards. And as I take it out to the end, very gently, not over twisting, but twisting just enough just to roll it beautifully into place. Now I'm just going to clip that into the side there, and I'll come through now on the other side and do the same. So very carefully, not to sort of mess up what you've already done. Going to take this right through now on the opposite side. Now notice this twist is twisting across to the left. So we twisted the left side to the right, and we're now going to twist the right side over to the left. So notice how I just do just a very loose single twist, not tightly wrapped. The more you twist, the harder it is for you to actually pull out. So I'm coming through now, and I'll work through the top and try to give myself a little bit of a pull out through around the crown, and obviously at the same time disguise that part line that I've got. But very gently now, working along, just pulling out very loosely that twist along the way. Now I'll just hold that into position just a little while I do the same on the other side, and then I'm going to band the two together. So lifting out And very gently, just getting my fingers right in at that very front and giving that a lovely lift and a loop out. So it just widens it and softens the actual twist itself. Now we do see a lot of twisting going on at the moment. I'm a real fan of twisting the hair. This technique is in my Jewels #1. And I think it's actually my very first video I ever created. And I still today think there's just so much great information on that. It really is a fantastic DVD. Now I'm just lifting it very gently, trying to pull it together now and loosen the crown area. This is one length hair, so it becomes a little bit more challenging to sort of lift and move the hair around. Just pulling them together really nicely all the way through, opening it up, and I'll band the ends. So the bands I use are little baby horse bands. Why I call them horse bands is we get them from the saddlery suppliers, and we find that they're just a super brand and a fantastic braid band to use. They're just tiny and they really work well. So I'm just going to come through here now and just take a second one through around the nape area. So just pull all that through very gently like so. Now we've got a band working at the nape, we've got one at the end, which gives us now the flexibility to start lifting this up and really moving it around. Now the reason why I've got the actual braid down the center back is so I can now have a little platform to pin and really work this hairstyle into it. So I'll take a few pins and just move that around, lift it all up and get this lovely draped effect happening. And I'll just pull up a little bit more. I just lift it all through. How are we going out there, Vanessa?
Yeah,
Have we got many people looking?
We've got a few people saying hi from Mexico. We have got some Aussie followers. And someone wants to know how long you've been hairdressing for.
I have been hairdressing for 51 years.
Okay.
And I absolutely love everything I do. It's my passion, it's my life, it's all I know and all I want to know. I'm a bit obsessive about hair, and that's just how I roll. So I'll come through, just pull this up a little bit here now around the bottom, just to close over where that band was. So I'll just weave a pin through and latch it in over that elastic band so it just hides it and really just cleans it all up. So you can see this is a super simple hairstyle. I think it's one of those hairstyles that on a Saturday morning, you know, when you're running seriously late and you've got to get someone out the door fast, this is a great go-to hairstyle. I think it's a great sort of prom hairstyle or formal hairstyle for an event. What's really nice now is just using that tail, which we'll come back to in a moment, just to pin away and sort of tuck it up a little bit. But before I do that, I'm just going to take some little short bobby pins and I just want to lift the sides up ever so slightly through here. So just give this a little bit softer around the top. And before I do anything more, I'm going to come through with my little hairpiece and just take it into that braid now. Now you can see that that's beautifully in through around the back now. It's nicely anchored into the braid below, which is a perfect solution for anything like this. Now I'm going to come through and just change up how this front looks. It looks just a little bit ugly to me. It's a little bit granny in its finished state. So I'm just going to weave a pin through and latch it up and over, just to give it a little bit of different dimension through the sides. Now I see a lot of times different tutorials where people are just sort of plonking pins in for the sake of it really. I'm really quite particular about every pin has to serve a purpose. Every pin has to work well for you. So this weaving technique with a short bobby pin, weaving it in and out, and then taking up and down creates a really beautiful three-dimensional effect in the hairstyle, and also I know that it's going to hold really well for me. So as I work it in and out, I'm getting this really different look about the hairstyle now. Notice I'm not using a lot of hairspray, but I'm just going to grab now just a little tiny little bit of oil. And that sort of takes the fluff out. It's a gold product, and it really defluffs the hair really nicely. Sometimes when you're working with twists or braids, they can become quite straggly and quite untidy. This way you don't have that problem. So I'm now going to come around the other side and do exactly the same. So once again, we're going to bring this down and around. And some more little tiny pins. So the short pins are the best pins to use here. So we have the regular size pins which we generally pick up, but I find the little baby pins just are so much better when I'm trying to sort of reshape and reposition draped hair that looks sort of, you know, not so attractive. I don't like the hair when it actually has this long drag about it. I like it when it's a little bit sort of more movement within the hairstyle. I think it gives it a pretty look.
We got some hellos from Colombia, New York, Canada.
Oh, New York. We're coming to New York. I'm all packed and we're just about ready to hit the road. So Friday we head off to America, and we're going to be in Canada. Canada's completely booked out, so I'm really looking forward to meeting all the people in Canada that's coming to my class. Then we're moving on to New York. Vanessa, do you want to
yeah, I just zoomed in.
Zoom on the dates? So we've got, I think, 2 positions left in New York, so it's virtually gone. We're then moving on to Santa Monica. I think we have 4 positions left later on in the month in Santa Monica for our boot camp. From there we're going into Houston. And when we go to Houston, I'm not sure how it's going there. It's actually a private event, but it's open to the public. So if you are interested in coming to Houston and meeting us down there for our famous boot camp, contact us direct and we'll be able to tell you who to talk to down in Houston.
It's also on the website as well. So.
Yeah, on the website. Now, just for those people, if we got a little distracted by that, I just wanted to show you that I took the ponytail up and just pinned it in underneath. Now, this is what's left of the ponytail at the bottom. I'm not so keen on this piece of hair. I just want to do just a sort of a loose braid, and I'll just, as I do that, I'll just drop a few little pieces out just so I can soften it and I want to just drop a few little loose curls around the neck. So sometimes I find just doing this little braid effect will give you the opportunity to shorten the hair and thin it out a little bit so it doesn't sort of look quite so chunky. And that way then I can come around underneath and give myself just some lovely little soft pieces of curl around the nape. It's a great way to do also because that way you can sort of hold it together with a braid, but at the same time you're able to have these lovely little loose sort of tendrily pieces just hanging down. Makes it look quite pretty.
Just for Rudy, yes, we are coming to Houston, Texas. If you just go to SharonBlain.com, all the information will be there.
So we're also moving on from Houston. We come back then to New York, where we're going to do another class in October. Not sure if we put that up there, but I know there's a few positions
for a 3-day.
A few positions there. But also from there, then we move into doing our boot camp in Germany. And now Germany is booking out phenomenally fast. So if we have any European hairdressers that are really looking to come and join me there, don't sort of waste this opportunity, because I doubt that we'll be coming back to Germany anytime soon, and that means in the next few years we'll be obviously going to another location after Germany. So this will probably be your last chance for a few years. So if you are in Germany and want to come to boot camp, jump online and have a look and see what we've got to offer there. And don't forget my 2-day class in Rome. I'm so excited. We're being taken in to Rome by a beautiful lady, and I believe there's just a couple of spots that you can have in Rome if you want to come to Rome and do 2 days worth of education with me. I can't believe I'm going to Rome to educate. I'm seriously excited. What's everyone think of the look? Do you like the look that I've created?
Yes, getting lots of smiles and love hearts. Sharon, what about boot camps in Melbourne?
Nothing booked for next year at this stage. We are finalising Sydney as we speak. and that will be a January class. We're just sort of putting the tail end of that. We're going to be coming up to Brisbane, but I don't believe it's going to be a boot camp. Haven't quite got a lot of things organised for next year. What we do have is the opportunity for anyone that would like to be a host salon that have at least 20 students that would be interested for us to come to train. So next year we're open and available for you if you want us to come to your location. But we really would like to have 20 students, and you've got to make sure 20 blow dryers work all at once, and we've got at least 20 mirrors as well. So it's really important for the mirrors and the blow dryers to work. So let me just quickly take you back what we've done here. So this beautiful little hairpiece, as you can see, it's absolutely stunning. This is actually by Stephanie Brown, a fantastic Melbourne designer. I love Stephanie's things, and she's made a lot of her beautiful pieces available for me. Remember, underneath here we did the secret braid, so we know now that that hairpiece is going to lock in absolutely gorgeous. All I've done was divide down the center. I twisted the left in to the right, and I twisted the right side over to the left, and I twisted them all the way through, pulled them out gently, put a band on the very end and a band at the nape. But remember, I also did that little braid right through the center back, and the reason for that was that I could pin this beautifully into it and know it was going to hold. Now, you know, when you consider I've used no hairspray at the moment, just a little bit of oil, I think it looks absolutely stunning. I'm really thrilled with how that's all come up. And I think it's going to be a great go-to hairstyle for brides that want to wear something a little bit lower, a little bit softer, a little more romantic, but something really, really simple. So I'm going to sign off today. I hope that you've enjoyed the tutorial. We've got all our different apps and different websites on our media board here. And please don't forget to check out our classes that we've got coming up, because we have nothing planned for next year at this stage, so this might be your last chance, who knows, to jump into a class with me. I'd love to see you at any of those locations, and I'm really looking forward to some hot weather when I come to America next week. And bye for now.